got ourselves Team 1 together with Atho, Darly, Arhi. We got FC. Why are we sending Gloosh every single time? This rogue, man, has got to play so much of these duels. Gonna be immediate stun onto Fassel with the Sap and the Wrathguard. Dark backed up from Fassel immediately. I'm pretty sure Jonas had a Flesh Cut, but I think Gloosh was able to burn through it very, very quickly. Gonna be a quick Mortal Call of Fear and a Decimal Bolt collapsing onto this rogue as he goes in for a reset. Fassel not sending out the pets yet, but he does have himself a big Decimal Bolt set up. I misstepped it, but B is S. Yeah, okay. We're just talking to Image and Albedo. You see how the bean is there? You're Alliance? I thought I was expecting to see a Tauren. Albedo's Alliance all along, but he's a Tauren in PTR. But his name, the bean, his name, it's actually like a German S. I was just trying to make sure if I got it right or wrong. Gonna be Gloosh. They're trying to make it right or wrong with Fassel. Wall is up for the Warlock. I just try to get himself just a little bit of survivability here. Dropping down the obelisk, but still just getting beat up. Needs himself some kind of defensive. I think the rogue has him. Oh my goodness. Actually almost had the rogue too. Gloosh just took a bit of damage there. Mark Hunt, it's going to be Smoke Bomb. A Healing Storm is approaching him, lands a kidney shot, blind onto the rogue, no ticket for it. If Healing Storm is very careful with his burst, he can make the most damage happen. Looks like he's gonna have to go for a stun instead. Should have himself the biggest damage out here. Final wreck, big slam down onto the rogue. I think what he saw is, wait, rogue has no trinket. I can just normal stun him. I don't need to go this blind strat. And he did it! Gonna be Darly up next, landing a Poly onto Healing Storm. His Polymorph is a cat on top of a horse. Deathborn is up for Darly, looking to get some big damage out versus Healing Storm. Gonna be likely a massive frost bolts to follow, and Healing Storm better be very careful. Last time he didn't bubble versus Darly's birds. He's trying to see if he can walk to him, maybe get a rebuke, use himself a little bit more holy power. Gonna be huge slows by Darly, not letting Healing Storm really go anywhere. And Healing Storm does slowly crawl over behind the pillar, behind the tombstone, as a full blizzard is raining down on him. Healing Storm needs himself a little bit more holy power just to keep himself alive. Those frostbolts are going to be really deadly, especially when there's a flurry in between, especially when there's a Nova in between. Hand of Freedom with a pony just to get himself behind the pillar yet again. But more blizzards are getting set up by Darly, just raining it down on Healing Storm, not letting him go anywhere at all. Full ring of, or not a ring of frost, but a... Why is the Frozen Orb looking so like transparent? Is it me or is it like... I think that Frozen Orb looked really transparent there, boys. It didn't like, I didn't see that orb in there. And Healing Storm got himself Hand of Freedom to see if he could walk into Darly. Darly tried to see if he might be able to escape into the Invis, but Healing Storm did not let him. No more Hand of Freedoms. Having to go for a cast. Darly, does he go for an interrupt? Looks like Healing Storm is able to get himself a free heal. That's going to be a big burst out of Darly. Healing Storm at least was able to be given a heal. Darly could have interrupted him and just nuked him there. And that's going to be bubble out of the Paladin. So far, Darly has just not let Healing Storm play the game. This man's out of mana completely, trying to get some judgments. Going to be that Image on the side just blasted with Frostbolt, slowing down a little bit. Blizzard coming down, and Darly looking to get another Frostbolt. And he just needs a line of sight. Healing Storm eventually is going to have to try to see if he can close the gap with Darly. Hand of Freedom is available. No way for Darly to dispel it. Just trying to see if he can get away from Healing Storm. Waiting until he can use a Nova. Healing. Got a lot of damage rolling. Seraphim wings are up, and that's going to be tricking out Darly. Big hammer thrown out. Not getting the procs. Healing Storm slamming down the hammer. Burning through all those shields of Darly, but the Flesh God held strong. That's going to be yet another full Flesh God available. Trying to go for not even Poly, just Frostbolts. He's frozen. Might as well use the Shatter playstyle for Frostmage in order to blast more damage into Healing Storm. Big flurry. Lances to follow. Healing Storm could be in trouble here. The Blizzard's around the corner. Darly might be able to get himself another ring, another Frozen Orb. Just to put pressure onto Healing Storm. Another Poly into Healing Storm. It is very hard. Does take away the Paladin away from many pillars. Frozen Orb as well as a Blizzard for him to walk through. Does have some range damage for Darly. Darly has himself some burst available too. Healing Storm could be in big trouble. Oh, it's really a long time, long time until he can get himself another hit. Oh, a bubble blind onto Darly. Does have to play the blind defensively, trying to get some damage out. Darly does not have to worry about rebuke for a bit. Does he have the biggest damage with Healing Storm? Ice Block back up again. Darly, I think, got 3 Ice Blocks this duel so far. Did he? I want to say he did. Healing Storm standing next to the Ice Block, just chipping away at him. Darly blinking away with an ulti time ready to go in case things go bad. Healing Storm takes a huge Blizzard, a huge Frostbolt with a flurry, but he's still alive and kicking for now. 50 seconds on a bubble, and Darly keeps putting down Blizzard on top of Healing Storm. Does he go for the bubble here? If he has a flurry too, that could be a lot of damage. Ice Sense is doing quite a bit of work. Hand of Freedom just to make sure he can hug the pillar well. But he's not going to have that Hand of Freedom to approach the mage at all. Trying to see if he can slow the mage. No more Hand of Freedom. Could get rooted back to back. He does have a bubble in case things go bad. I think that was a Kyrian pick up just now. Is going to be a Necrolord proc over for Darly, or maybe like a Necrolord use. Did he just cast the Necrolord ability? It was like, no, he asked, yeah, he must have used it. Because I doubt he's running the Necro Legendary. Gonna be Darley with the ulti time, does at least catch up with a little bit of health. At least a little bit. Got himself Ice Form. The Paladin tried to get an interrupt. The Mage going for the poly. Oh, and does take him down. Healing Storm walked up, slamming the Mage down. It took him a little bit of time. Did use a bubble though, so you did have to need the bubble in order to be able to beat him. FC gonna be up next with full Fleshcraft ready to go. The Monk tried to see if he can end Healing Storm now. Healing Storm does not have wings or anything for a while. Shield of Vengeance is up, but that's going to be Karma back by FC. So Healing Storm is just going to end up doing damage to himself. Not much he can do about it. Try to get himself healing with as many Word of Glory as possible, but I think it's going to be over. FC just had him so low, just out of cooldowns, nothing he can do. It just ends up taking him down with Zuen by his side. Albedo joining in next. Charging out versus FC as a Necrolord Paladin, sending out the Gavel. FC tried to see if he could parry him down. Going to be a Trinket as the slow is up for Albedo. Not using Hand of Freedom, unless he already used it. It's going to be just waddle it over to FC, casually hit him with a Rebuke to interrupt the Fleshcraft shield. And is looking to get the big Divine Storm, Tempest Verdict combos onto the Monk. FC does go for Diffuse Magic, trying to do some of the holy damage away from Albedo. But the Paladin is yet to even press wings. He's just getting all those cooldowns out of FC. And he has big cooldowns in case he ever just wants to take down another Camber coming in by the Necrolord Covenant. Have himself a big prep to go in case if he has a stun. He'll be in a fantastic spot. Stun into FC, looking to get big damage out. Divine Storm, Tempest Verdict taking him out without even using wings with a Wake of Ashes to also help him capitalize on it all. Athaman walking at Albedo. Albedo has all cooldowns available. It's a Necrolord Pala versus Necro Pala. Albedo, the only thing he is behind on is the fact that he does not have a Fleshcraft himself. Stun onto Albedo. Does he trinket it? He does go for the trinket as Athaman has full burst available. It's going to hit Athaman with a slow. Hand of Freedom for Albedo immediately just so he can separate from Atha. Does interrupt Atha on Holy. Going to be a Hodge adaptation is going to get Athaman out in the open. He could go for, I don't know if he has a Fleshcraft available right now, but he did get interrupted on Holy earlier. He could just go for a Fleshcraft versus Albedo if he wanted to. Shield limits up for Atha. Albedo tried to punish him while wings are rolling. Hand of Freedom is back up. So you can maybe reconnect with Atha. Trying to be careful with the Shield of Vengeance. Not the most amount of damage splashed back to Albedo. But he's doing A-okay for now. Athaman actually dipping kind of low. Might have to bubble it. Whoever bubbles first, I think, is going to be behind. Stun to Albedo. Does bubble it. Try to see if he can force a bubble out of Athaman. Does get a bubble out of him. So Albedo, even though he bubbled first, he was able to get Athaman to bubble at roughly the same time. Albedo does have a flash cut to overlap his health. Athaman doesn't look like he has one, or if he does, he needs to get it kicked on a Holy before he goes for a flash cut. Does Athaman have damage? Does Albedo have damage? Whoever has damage next, before Bop, actually, looks like both of them are equalized. Both got a Fleshcraft. Both are ready. Actually, both of them very, very similar to these, except Atha does have wings. So Albedo is behind. Albedo is definitely behind. That Fleshcraft got burnt through pretty quickly. Athaman is just getting some pot shots. Seraphim, I think Albedo knows he's in trouble. Trying to get him some Wake of Ashes to get himself a bit of healing. Full Wreck is down. Athaman full burst. Oh my god, Wreck, and then just down. Tempest Verdict, Divine Storm, all of it procced at once. There's nothing you can do about it. Can Athaman take the momentum versus Jesus? Trying to see if he can pelt him from afar. He got the hammers from a distance. If he can go for another Gavel from the Necrolord Covenant, he might be able to get a big proc. He's trying to see if he might be able to get some damage. Not trying to stay next to Jesus too long. He's just walking by, hits him, backs up out. Walk by, hits him, backs up. I think he was just trying to max up the damage while wings were up with a Hand of Wreck. Just trying to blast him out from a distance. Jesus walking at Athaman with a fresh ghoul, sacrifice against the other ghoul. With a full Fleshcraft, he got a lot of cooldowns walking into the Pala. If he can land an interrupt on the Holy to deny a, I guess actually you want to deny a bubble. I guess you kind of want to deny a Fleshcraft at this point. Athaman does break out of that stun using his own human racial to break out of it. There's going to be a blessing of protection against some of the physical damage from those ghouls. So actually the Bop is not the worst. Turn evil onto the pet. Jesus is going to have his pet completely disengaged out of the fight, but the Death that still has plenty more to summon. Going to be a full Ancient Hysteria versus Athaman. Just trying to see if he could frenzy him down. AMS is up to Jesus to protect from any stuns. Athaman dropping down Final Wreck, burning through a Fleshcraft very, very quickly. Or burning through AMS very quickly. Jesus does have IBF in case he wants to use it. Mighty to use it here. Super low in health. Does he check out Athaman? Both of them super low. Athaman does go, or Jesus does go for a death pack just to give him a little bit more health, but necrotic to all of it out. Athaman had no health whatsoever, and Jesus does end up death calling him down. Oh my goodness, boys. And Arhi is the last one left. As we got us a Rayton Rail, the Demon Hunter, as well as Jesus. Last one for the team. Just and a quick Sunder and a Chain Harvest. Just harvest Jesus for all he's worth. As he's just completely drained after fighting Atham and Depala. And Rayton Tail taking big LE blast from a distance is going to get hit with a static totem, just trying to burn whatever damage and get maybe some kind of leech healing from the Earth Elemental. Stun onto Archie is going to have his own pet joining in. Going to be the I-Beam getting interrupted by Archie. But I think Rayton does pick up the soul. It took him a second to pick up the soul from the demon, but does get 20% more damage. Actually just crashing all the damage through Archie. Archie burning his own dwarf racial to actually to move some of the magic effects off of Rayton. It's going to put him with a oh, what the? Who won that one? Wait a second. Wait a sec. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where is he? Rayton? Rayton got a kill? Rayton won that one. Wait, Archie got a kill. Archie got a kill, and Rayton actually killed him. What just happened? So I know that Archie just used a Dark Arn Racial, which actually puts your trinket on a 30-second CD. I don't know if the trinket was backup for him or not, or maybe he just put a trinket on CD there. But he used Dwarven Racial, I think for either damage or whatever. And then something happened where Archie was low on health, and then just kind of dipped. I think it was a Battle Master trinket falling off and a hit at the same time.